everybody. Woo, we've got some fun projects to do today. We always have fun, don't we? We always have fun projects, but tonight we're going to do some super fun things with pool noodles. And I have 5 projects and a bonus at the end because I needed something just silly and wacky. So stay to the end or fast forward to the end because that one, again, is my favorite because it was silly and wild. Anyways, friends, and if you know who I am and you've been around my page long enough, you know that I struggle with florals. So I was kind of fighting for my life here. So I had to call in, full disclosure, I called in reinforcements. I called my daughter Olivia, who is artsy fartsy, and she knows color theory and all of the placement of this and that, and she saved my bacon, let me tell you. So you'll see her hands in there too, because she helps. She helps a lot. And hi. Hey, I'm Colette with Blessings Craft Therapy, if you didn't know, and if you did, thanks for coming back. All right, enough of me chatting. Let's get to the projects. All right, so we have a pool noodle from Dollar Tree. It's a white one. I also have some big zip ties, and I'm also using 3 wine glasses from Dollar Tree. Now, what I'm going to do here is just fold my pool noodle in half, and you see where it has that little, where it connects, we're going to put a wine glass at the end. Perfect. Then we're going to squeeze it together, add our zip tie. Bingo, bango, easy peasy, right? Then we're going to cut off the excess of our zip tie, and then we'll go to the next one. The next one, we're going to put the next wine glass in the center. And you could do this. You don't have to use wine glasses. You could use those metal candlestick holders, whatever. This is just, I like the wine glasses. So just to point out, that center one, I put a zip tie on both sides of the wine glass. And I'm going to do the same thing on the end one. I'm going to put a zip tie on the end as well as next to it. And then for the end one, I'm actually going to put another zip tie connecting the 2 zip ties just for added security, just to make sure this wine glass isn't going anywhere, or at least until I want it to. Because we repurpose stuff all the time. It's fine. Anyways, there's that. Now, I'm using a variety of different florals. They are actually, most of them were all from my stash. I have this fake eucalyptus. I have, goodness, daisies. I had, as I mentioned in the intro, I had to ask my daughter for help. I am so bad with florals, friends. I'm so bad. But because I know that I'm not so great at it, I know that I have to work at it. So that's what we're going to do. And let me tell you, these projects made me work. For sure, we worked. So all I'm doing here is just randomly putting these little eucalyptus all throughout pretty much the bottom, but I'm also putting it in the center. We're just trying to get a base going. I think I got these eucalyptus at, it might have been Joann Fabrics. By the way, it's not really a sale yet. Don't get crazy. It's only 20% off there. It's like normal price. Anyways, so then I have this, it's like a fuzzy floral. I don't know if it's like a lamb's ear, but a smaller leaf. It's just a random leaf. Then I have some Dollar Tree flowers, and I have some Michael flowers. I'm just using whatever I have in my stash, and I'm just going through and popping them all in wherever I think that it looks good. I'm trying to kind of mix it up a little bit. I also had some pretty fake hydrangeas that I put in here. Could you use real flowers? Absolutely. But you would probably have to use real floral foam for this. But you'll see as I'm doing this, I'm putting these all in the pool noodle. It's like floral foam. It's awesome. And all done. We put some candles in the wine glasses, and holy Toledo, friends, check this out. It was too big, too long to get a really good picture. So the pictures aren't going to do it justice, but it is so pretty in person. I am so excited that I got this done. So happy I got to work with my daughter with it. It's just win-win. All right, so I have this pool noodle. It's a scrap from another project. I have an LED candle from Dollar Tree. Now, all I'm doing is wrapping this piece of pool noodle around it just to get an idea of how big it is. So I have that. I'm using my pool noodle cutter from Dollar Tree. It actually does work well. So I have that. I'm just going to cut it somewhat down to size. Then I'm going to cut the entirety of that down the center. I'm going to cut it in half. Could I leave it full? Yeah, but I think it would be too bulky, so that's why I chose to cut it down the center. So that's what we're doing here. easy enough. I mean, it's a pool noodle, friends. It cuts easy. You don't have to use the pool noodle cutter. A serrated knife of any kind will work just fine, or an X-Acto knife. So there we go. Ta-da! So then what we're going to do is really cut down this piece. We're going to put it on the LED candle, and I'm just going to wrap it around and just see how much I have to take off. And all I did was use my little pool noodle cutter to score it, just to figure out where I need to cut it. And I'm going to cut it. Perfect. And I wrap the pool noodle around just to make sure that I got it right. It is pretty okay. Then I have some white duct tape, also from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to put half of the end of our pool noodle on it. And then I'm going to wrap my pool noodle into a circle, and I'm going to like adhere that other end to it. Does that make sense? So you can't, it's not really a good shot. I apologize, but trust and believe. I have attached that other end to the other piece of the duct tape, and now I'm going to wrap the duct tape around the two ends so that they are attached. And I am going in the groove just to make sure that it's really on there. And I'm not being careful. I don't care if there are wrinkles or whatever, because we're going to cover it with pretty little daisies. So all is right with the world. There it is. Ta-da! Now, I was thinking you could probably paint this and make it look like stone, but I just didn't have it in me at this point. I have this little, like, I don't know, it's like a little pointy thing from Dollar Tree. And just around the spots where I had the duct tape, I used that just to make a hole so we can put our daisies in it. And you could do this through the entirety of the project if you wanted. I got these flowers from Michael's. They were like on sale, stupid cheap, cheaper than Dollar Tree. So I bought a bunch of them, and I just cut them off of the stem. But we're going to continue doing this. Put a little hole. You could use a bamboo skewer to put a little hole in your pool noodle. It just makes it a little easier if your florals have a bit of a more flexible stem. Does that make sense? And these ones did. So do that all the way around. I just kept randomly. There is no rhyme or reason to how I'm putting these florals in. I just wanted to make sure that they had coverage so that I couldn't see the pool noodle really from looking at it. Look how pretty. Stop it. Look how pretty that is. Now you could stop right there. You don't have to do this next part, but I kind of thought it would look pretty to have a little bit of a contrast. So I'm taking some of the wire that I had cut the florals off of. I'm going to cut a few pieces, and I'm going to actually use that on the greenery that was originally on the florals. And I'm just going to pop those on the top randomly. Now you're going to be tempted to put the candle in from the top. Don't. Just trust me, it doesn't work that way. Put it on over like you're putting a sweater on your child. So this one you're just going to pop on over it. So I think it might have just been the candle that I couldn't put this on from the top. So either way. But look at how pretty this is. Are you kidding? And wait till you see it at night. What? Look at how pretty that is. This would make such a great addition to your table or to your decor in your living room or even on a picnic table if you're not going to leave it outside. Just saying. All right, so I have a pool noodle. It's just a piece of pool noodle, actually, a leftover. And I'm going to cut it down the center. I'm going to cut it in half. If you've been around my page long enough, you've seen me do this before, but it's worth repeating. Just cut it down the center. There we go. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to wrap it around our vase. This is a Dollar Tree vase, and I just cut it down to the width of the vase. Okay, you don't want to have a lot of excess. Then I took a piece of duct tape, and I put half of my pool noodle on there, and then we're going to put our pool noodle into a circle. Ta-da! And we're going to adhere the other side to that. Then we're going to roll the duct tape into the center, and we're just going to wrap it around that so that it adheres and it keeps our pool noodle into a circle, into a wreath. Yay! Look at how fun. Yes, I know. If you've seen my other one, you saw the LED candle. And if you haven't, go back and watch it. But you know, once you get on one thing, you start getting ideas. And that's what happened with this. So I decided to use some pretty Dollar Tree flowers. And then I had also gotten these pretty lilac. They're fake, but I had gotten those from Joann Fabrics. I thought they were going to be on sale. They weren't. Anyways, I digress. All I'm doing here is just cutting off of the stem, these florals, and I'm just going to start putting them in the pool noodle. The cool thing about this pool noodle is it's acting like floral foam, which is super awesome. I love it. And so I'm just going to randomly put florals in, making sure that you want to make sure you fill in any gaps, any holes. I'm making sure to use the greenery that was on it as well, and just fill it up to your heart's content. If you know me, you know I struggle with florals a great deal. So is this floral arrangement perfect? No, not by any means. But is it good for me? Yes. I feel like I'm growing in doing this. So I just kept going around and around, and this is what I came up with. What? Look at how fun. Stop it, right? And all I did was use a piece of the pool noodle. I put a piece of pool noodle in the center, just a random one, and then put a LED candle on top of it, and stop it. Right? I mean, for me, I feel like I did okay. All right, so I have a pool noodle cutter. That's from Dollar Tree. I also have these cute little cups. I have some permanent glue, some duct tape, obviously a pool noodle. I also got this greenery from Walmart, and then the greenery was from Dollar Tree. I'm not going to use it though. I pivoted, you'll see. And a pizza pan. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is take our pool noodle, and I'm just going to cut it. I don't want to go all the way through. I just want to go through the one part of the circle, if that makes sense. And here, I'll show you. See how I'm just going through that first part. You're going to do that all the way down. Then we're going to take our pizza pan and our pool noodle, and I'm going to put my pool noodle on where we cut that. We're going to put that on our pizza pan, and we're going to go all the way around. Right now, all we're doing right now is trying to figure out how much do we need to cut off of the pool noodle so that it just makes a complete circle. Is there an easier way to do that? Probably, but math is hard and whatever. So you'll see I did that. Cut off the excess. Again, this pool noodle cutter, you could find one at Dollar Tree. It works really well. All right, so I take some of the duct tape I got at Dollar Tree, and I'm going to just put our pool noodle back on our pizza pan, and I'm going to put it, I'm trying to really put those two ends together, but don't worry if you don't get them super close, because you'll see how I fix it. So you'll see here how I put it on, and I'm kind of tucking that duct tape underneath the pool noodle. So it's not actually on the pizza pan, believe it or not. And you'll see I'm doing that again. I'm going to put another piece on, and I'm going to put it around, and then hopefully I show you. Yeah, I do. Perfect. I couldn't remember. I'm going to go all the way around and then tuck it underneath. And you'll see here is a better view of it. I tuck it underneath, and then I go around. And you'll see also how I kind of squeeze the two ends together so that they make more of a circle on the end so that they're not so far apart. See, squeeze it and then do the duct tape. This duct tape is like a dream. I mean, I know some other applications this duct tape may not work, but this one, like a dream. Love it. And again, I just tuck it underneath the pool noodle. Now, the next part we're going to do is I'm going to adhere the pool noodle to the pizza pan. And I'm going to tell you right now, don't go crazy pants. I went crazy pants, and you could see where it globbed out and it melted my pool noodle. All I'm doing right now is taking and putting the hot glue around. And you'll see I'm not going fast. I'm just doing it. And I let it set for just a moment and then went back around and kind of pressed to make sure that the pizza pan was attached. Next, we're going to take these cute little cups, and I'm going to put you can use E6000 if you're not allergic. I'm allergic, so I'm using this Aleene's heavy duty glue. And then I added some hot glue, and I did that for 3 of them to make a cute little tray, right? Adorable. Then I have my florals, and I cut them off of the main stem, and I'm just going to be putting them randomly around this pool noodle pizza pan contraption we made. Now listen, I will tell you right now, you've heard me say it before, I'm going to say it again, I struggle with florals. I struggle is an understatement. But I'm just going to invite you, friends, if you struggle with something, if you think that you're lacking in some way in one area, don't be afraid of it. I almost invite you to lean heavier into it, right? Because we all can grow. We can all do things differently and better. And so that's what I'm doing here. Is it perfect? No. But I'm stretching, right? So yay. So you see, I just did all the way around, and look at how pretty, right? But there were still some gaps that you could see the pool noodle. So then I took this lace ribbon that I had, and I just cut strips of it and used my bamboo skewer to kind of poke it into the pool noodle and quit it. Look at, Listen, I think this is adorable. You could put snacks on it, like my little snack cups. You could put those on it. Adorable for your table when you're entertaining. Love that. But you could put other things, decorative items, whatever you want. All right, so I have an LED candle. I also have this pretty vase. I also have this pool noodle. So I have these pretty purple flowers from Dollar Tree. So I'm going to cut my pool noodle down to about 5 inches. It's basically whatever your vase is. I'm just using the pool noodle to kind of give it, like I'm trying to make it higher into our vase. So you'll see I put that purple pool noodle inside the vase, and now I've got my little florals that I cut off of the stem, and I'm going to put into the vase around that pool noodle. Now I did try attaching it to the florals to the pool noodle, and it just didn't work, but maybe if you did it, you could make it work. And you'll see here I put them in, and then all I'm using is a bamboo skewer to kind of fan out the florals a little bit better and make sure the petals are all out and pretty. It worked really well. I was really pleased with it. I thought I was doing something here. Let's be clear about something. I was like, this is going to be the most genius project ever. I was so excited. And you know how I am. I get excited and then I wind up not thinking it through completely. So again, I just keep carrying on. I take my floral, I make sure to get it so that it's, the petals are as spread out as possible, put as many in as I feel is necessary, and that hides the pool noodle. There's some things I didn't think about though, friends, because my original plan was put these in and then put the LED candle on top of it. Well, the problem is that the LED candle kind of pushes all of the petals down. And so, and again, you'll see me here. I'm just adjusting. And holy Toledo, it looks so pretty, doesn't it? So here is the LED problem though. I put it in and you're like, oh, come on. So I was like, this isn't going to work really well for people. I mean, you'd have to fan out your petals every time you want to turn the candle on or off, which I suppose isn't the end of the world. I mean, it looks lovely, like super pretty. But then I thought, what if we used one of these puck lights from Dollar Tree? So I did that, and the reason why, yes, you have to fan it out around your petals around the puck light, but you only have to do that once or until you have to redo your battery. But look, you just press it. What? Yeah, I was kind of jazzed about it. But the other one does look super pretty too, just saying. Okay, so we're going to take another piece of our pool noodle and we're going to put some double-sided tape on it. I'm going to add it to my little vase. It's not a little vase, it's just a regular size vase. And then I'm going to add shells. Now, I'm going to add some big shells to start, and then I'm going to add some smaller ones after that. And listen, friends, if I had sand, I thought I had sand in my stash. I didn't. I was so mad. But if I had sand, I would have done sand first, then the shells. But I digress. If you do this, do sand first. I'm just saying. You'll see here I have a bunch of those little tiny shells. I got these for my sis with Berkshire Pickers. Thank you, sis. But anyways, I put those around. And then I just kind of shimmy the jar or the vase so that the shells kind of land and they fill up the space. We're trying to cover up that pool noodle. So you just kind of readjust them if you need to. I'm using a bamboo skewer to kind of just readjust if necessary, which, some of them went backwards. It doesn't matter. It's fine. And just so you know, if you are vacationing kind of people, like we go to the Cape often, and I always have these shells. I don't know what to do with them all. This is why I wanted to make this, just so you know. Now, had I thought about this before I'd done this project, I would have cut out the center of my pool noodle a little bit so that I could fit an LED candle. This is a complete, I thought of this as I was doing it, and I was like, so if you were to do this and you wanted to use one of those votive LED candles, I encourage you to cut this little space out before you put it in your jar. But it worked out. So see, this is adorable. I put my LED candle in, then I kind of put some driftwood and other things in it just to kind of hide the candle. Adorable, right? The only problem is, and I think it's super pretty, and look at it at night. I mean, come on, that's super pretty. But you have to move it out every single time. You have to move the stuff to turn it on and off. Same problem as we had with that Floral one that I did. If you haven't seen that, go back and watch it. So then I decided to use a puck light, and then I just hit it with the bigger shells around and stop. Look at that. This would be so cool on a picnic table or on your deck or on your table if you're doing a nautical theme. Holy Toledo, I love it. All right, so I have this leftover piece of pool noodle. I also have some pom-poms. I have some balloons, and I have some duct tape. Now I'm going to take this leftover piece, and you could see I'm not being really careful if it's straight or not. I'm just cutting it. It's going to be about 2.5 inches long, but you'll see you can make this as long or as short as you want. You would just have to make sure you don't want it too long, because then you won't be able to play the game, and that'll be bad. So anyways, here's that. I'm going to take my balloon and I'm going to cut that end off, that rounded end. We're just going to snip that off. I don't know. I would probably say it was probably a 1/2 inch or so. There's really no, listen, friends, after all of the projects I did with pool noodles and the florals, they just about did me in. So this project was about being super fun and silly and no real rhyme or reason to, how, what the length was, how much it measured, none of that. It was just, let's just make it work kind of thing. So I cut it, I tied the end. Now I'm taking some duct tape. Got this from Dollar Tree. It works just fine. I'm going to just take a piece of duct tape, and I don't know how long it was. It was like, again, I didn't measure anything. I was so crafted out, like those florals just made me crazy pants or crazier pants, that I just needed something that I didn't have to worry about. So forgive that I don't have the exact measurements. So I just stretched out that balloon over our pool noodle. I tried to center the part where it's tied, and then I'm going to take the duct tape and I'm going to have it stuck to everything first. That's a mandatory thing apparently with duct tape. It has to stick to everything and itself 3 times before you can actually use it. It's not my rule. Anyways, all I'm doing here is just wrapping that duct tape around the pool noodle / balloon contraption we just did. There it is. Ta-da, right? Okay, now here we go. We're going to fill it up with some little pom-poms. These pom-poms, again, are from Dollar Tree. If you used a more thick pom-pom, it would work even better. But look at, ready? You pull the back, and it just fires these out. Look at them. They're so much fun. I love it. It's silly. It's cute. These would make cute. You could decorate them however you wanted. But I mean, honestly, I could see putting these in my kids' Easter basket. I mean, stop it. That's funny stuff. And yes, my children have already taken them. Yes, they've already played with them. And, I have pom-poms everywhere. Let's just say I'm going to be looking for pom-poms for the next 3 to 5 business days in my house. Anyways, it's so fun. I don't even care. Anyways, friends, thank you so much for watching. And I hope this inspires you.